Have you ever wondered why some calls come at night? The hours when the world is asleep and silence wraps around you like a heavy blanket. You pick up, heart racing, curiosity mixed with something deeper, something unspoken. Have you ever felt that sudden rush of hope, thinking maybe, just maybe, someone's thinking of you? But then there's the hesitation, the question lingering in the back of your mind. Why now? Why at this hour? There's a rhythm to these late-night calls. They're not random. They carry weight, a subtle confession hidden behind the sound of your name, spoken softly. Maybe you've been there, holding the phone, staring at it as though it could answer more than just a voice on the other end. Maybe you felt that tiny spark of excitement mixed with fear because deep down, it's not just a call. It's a signal, a secret glimpse into a feeling too complicated to say in daylight. He calls you at night because the world outside isn't watching. The distractions aren't there. The expectations aren't there. And yet, there's something inside him, something he can't face in the light, that compels him to reach out to you. Have you ever noticed how the quiet hours make people braver, or maybe just more honest? Maybe it's the darkness that lets their true emotions slip, revealing truths that daylight conceals. There's psychology behind this, layers you might not see at first. Humans crave connection, yet fear vulnerability. The night becomes a safe place for feelings that daylight would reject or ridicule. A call at 2 a.m. isn't just a whim. It's a subtle acknowledgement of longing, a hidden confession that his mind won't allow him to suppress any longer. Maybe he doesn't know how to articulate it. Maybe words stumble on their own weight. And so, he calls, letting his voice do what courage cannot. Imagine him sitting in a dimly lit room, phone trembling slightly in his hand. Memories of you flood his mind, the laughter, the arguments, the moments no one else saw. And in that private silence, he decides to reach out. He doesn't text. He doesn't leave a message. He calls, because hearing your voice, even for a moment, is worth the vulnerability. He knows it's risky. He knows it could change everything. And yet, he takes the chance. Maybe you've waited for this, staring at your phone with hope and dread tangled together. Each ring makes your heart skip, each pause a torment. And when he finally speaks, there's a warmth in his words, an unfamiliar hesitancy. He's hiding a feeling that daylight never could hold. He's afraid of what admitting it in the light might do to him, or to you. It's not just infatuation or fleeting loneliness. There's something deeper here, a hidden longing, a truth that refuses to be contained. And if you listen closely, not just to the words, but to the silences in between, you can feel it. The pauses, the slight tremor in his voice, the way he hesitates before speaking. They all point to a feeling he cannot fully name, but that you can sense even through the distance. Have you ever tried to interpret these moments? Tried to read between the lines of what he says and what he leaves unsaid? Because here's the secret. These calls are rarely about convenience. They are rarely casual. They are windows into a psyche that struggles with its own emotions. He calls because he needs to feel seen by you, even if he can't say the words he truly feels. And that, in itself, is a kind of intimacy that many never experience. Maybe you felt the frustration of hearing him speak, but feeling like he's holding back. Like there's a current running beneath the conversation, strong and undeniable, that he refuses to surface. That's because some feelings are too heavy, too vulnerable to carry in the open. They hide in the dark hours, wrapped in quiet words and hesitant laughter, revealed only when the barriers of the day no longer protect him. And then there's the paradox. He calls at night to reveal, yet he hides. He seeks closeness but guards himself. He wants honesty, but the fear of exposure holds him back. It's a delicate dance, one you've probably felt yourself in different ways, in different relationships. That tension, the push and pull between desire and fear, is at the heart of human emotion. Imagine the little things. How he laughs slightly too long at your jokes. How his voice softens when he mentions something only you understand, the pauses that say more than words ever could. Every call becomes a subtle exploration, a testing of boundaries, a quiet admission that there is something he cannot ignore. And you, on the other end may sense it, even if you can't name it. This is where the psychology becomes fascinating. Humans are wired to reveal themselves when they feel safe, even if that safety is fleeting. And the night, with its invisibility and calm, offers a peculiar kind of sanctuary. It allows him to be vulnerable in ways he would never dare in broad daylight. Every word, every sigh, every just checking in carries layers of meaning that only you, or someone paying close attention, can feel. Think about the repeated pattern. He calls late, sometimes at the exact same hour, sometimes after a small trigger, a memory, a song, a fleeting thought. These are not accidents. They are subconscious nudges, markers of emotional need. And when he finally speaks, the subtext is as potent as the words themselves. He's hiding a feeling, but he is revealing it too, in the cadence of his speech, in the subtle intimacies of timing. You might wonder, why not just say it? Why the secrecy? Because feelings are fragile. Pride, fear, past heartbreaks, and self-doubt all conspire to keep true emotion under wraps. And yet, the night emboldens him. He picks up the phone, bracing for the vulnerability, because you are worth it. That's what makes these moments so significant. They're small acts of courage disguised as casual calls. Maybe you've been tempted to ask directly, to force the truth out. But sometimes, forcing words diminishes their power. There's magic and subtlety in the hidden, in the quiet acknowledgement that he's reaching out despite everything holding him back. In that reach, there's honesty, raw and unpolished. And for you, there's a lesson too: listening. Listening not just to the words, but to the pauses, the hesitations, the background noises, the tiny inflections. Listening with a heart aware that what is not said is often louder than what is. Because if you pay attention, you'll recognize that a night call is never trivial. It's an invitation into his inner world, a glimpse into a feeling he can't otherwise contain. So next time your phone rings in the dark, remember this. He calls at night, not out of mere convenience or impulse. He calls because he's hiding a feeling too profound for the daylight, yet brave enough to surface in the quiet. He calls because he wants to feel seen, even if the world outside never knows. And in those moments, you are not just a recipient. You are a witness to his truth, fragile and raw, hidden yet unavoidably real. He calls you at night because in the silence, in the darkness, he allows himself to be human. He allows himself to feel, to long, to reach. And if you listen carefully, you might just hear the unspoken words that daylight could never carry. Bottom of form.